All right, what's up, everyone? Welcome to the stream. We're gonna be talking some JAngo FETT today because 3 rumored sets. It might be the year of JAngo. I don't know. What do we think? But here with me, we got Brick by Brick joining me today, and we're gonna be chill and chat and have a good time.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good.
That looks like a fun set.
Yeah. Definitely into dragons, and I'm like, I think I need that one. Like, I haven't been a big creator guy for years since I was a kid, but some of these are kind of hitting.
Yeah. No, my son really likes dragons. I mean, I like them too, but he really likes dragons, and so I've been thinking about getting that set to build together with him.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be a fun one.
Yeah. I like that it comes with 3 different versions too. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. I've been trying to do more of those like multiple instructions. Like I've been getting my wife into the plants and those the bigger plants that have like 3 instruction booklets, so we kind of build them together.
Yeah, it's fun. The other thing you can do too is pull it up on your phone, the instructions, and have the paper ones, and then we'll build sets together too sometimes.
Yeah,
it's pretty fun.
I definitely like that. But, ooh. Yeah, yes, Adam. I do not have super chats because I took some time off. I definitely lost like all the hours basically that I had building up towards that. So we're basically starting back at 0.
Oh no.
Yeah, I had like almost it. I was like 1,000 hours away, and I lost like 1,000 hours taking 2 months off.
That's brutal.
Yeah,
I'm at like 400 hours, and I'm just like, I don't know if I'm ever gonna get there.
It takes time, man. Oh, for sure. I mean, live streams are like a good way. Part of the reason I do that, but like really it's the connection.
Yeah.
That's really what I like connecting with people.
Yeah, me too. It's fun to talk to chat while you're building.
Yep, exactly.
And yeah, I think it's the best opportunity for getting hours. I mean, unless you like put your heart and soul into some video you worked on for 6 months and somehow it goes viral or something like that, and you get 100,000 views.
Yeah, it's not even guaranteed. Like you can put like spend
you
2 weeks on 2 weeks on a video. It's your best video, gets 10 views. Like, and you can put no effort into video, it gets 100,000. Like, it really, it's like, yeah,
it's so random.
Yep.
I have looked up lots of videos of people like building fish tanks out of Lego, and for whatever reason, that is always fire. Like all those videos I can find always have like lots of views.
Huh. Yeah, that's interesting.
Because there's a lot of people that are into fish tanks and fish, and so it like gets this whole different audience into it. And I was like,
it's definitely my boss is actually, he cleans fish tanks as one of his 3 jobs. But yeah, like he's got a whole fish, like there's a whole fish community, so
it's pretty cool.
Nice. Let's see, Adam, what's up? Yes, for sure. Definitely doing Lego doesn't always get the viewership. It also depends. Like I feel like timing seems to also matter too.
Yeah, I notice a lot of the big content creators upload their videos every if they post like a lot, like 2 or 3 times a week, it's always at 6:30 or 7 o'clock in the morning my time, and for whatever reason, that's like the best window to get the most views.
Yeah, exactly. Try to think of something that you can do better than someone else or different, and that's kind of like it. I feel like in the Lego space, it's hard to differentiate because there's only so much that you can do. Like there's mock building, but there's so many good mock builders. There's just only so much you can say about reviewing a set or anything. It definitely can feel like there's a cap on it, but I think that there is still a way to like put your own spin and taste on it.
Yeah. Well, the only reason I have as many followers as I do is because I've posted a lot of shorts, and like that's all I focused on. Because I've made cool videos of I opened the 2000 Desert Skiff like brand new out of the box, and like it's a super cool set, and you know there's not very many videos of it on the internet being opened out of the box, and I was like, oh, this will do fine, and then it got like 50 views, and I was like, ooh.
Yeah, it's definitely hard. Like, but like, I mean, like you said, like, you know, you think of going with your retro sets would, oh, no one's put a video out of this, or not many are there videos about this. You think that you could do something special there, and it doesn't do what you think it's going to do.
Yeah, but shorts, like YouTube pushes shorts really hard.
Yeah, I've been trying to do more shorts, and it's like, what kind of audience do you want to be able to? Because it doesn't always carry over the same.
Yeah, but my kind of like hope was to get like, you know, a few thousand followers and then get to the point where I could post like a regular video and then like, you know, maybe get 200 or 300 views instead of 50.
Yeah,
that was kind of my hope. But yeah, it is a completely different audience. But people love minifigures. Like you can just like I find audios that have, you know, 5,000 views or something like that, or a bunch of views, and then I'll take the audio and then I'll post my different minifigures I have on it, and it just pops up, you know, 5 or 6 different minifigures, and people are like, oh wow, that's so cool. And it's like,
yeah,
people like it.
That's exactly what I do. Like, what's up, just a sound wave? Yeah, I'll use, or even like the templates that started on TikTok or something like that, like using CapCut.
Yeah, I've used it some. I've also, I don't know, I feel like my videos would be a little bit better when I use CapCut, but sometimes I'll just use the YouTube Shorts app, and you can like do cuts and add text and a little bit of stuff like that. So I've mostly used that, but occasionally I use CapCut. I've used it to do like animations. Like I did a animation with this OG JAngo FETT.
Yeah.
And again, in my mind, it turned out cool, but like it didn't get very many views.
Yeah.
I put a lot of time into that.
And animation, stop motion, that like you can put so much effort into that and it doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
Nice Soundwave. A puzzle. Cool.
That sounds like fun, Soundwave.
Yeah.
I've seen a couple of different Lego puzzles they have out there, but a Star Wars one specifically sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think it's just a Star Wars puzzle is what it sounds like.
I think they have a Legos. I saw one at the store the other day where they have a bunch of Lego minifigure heads, and it's like a 2,000 piece puzzle or something like that.
That does sound cool.
A lot of yellow and white. Yeah, 2,000 piece puzzles are a lot of work.
They are. That's another thing that I'm decently good at is puzzles. But like I give up partway through sometimes. Give it a break.
Yeah. It's fun to do it around Christmas time when like if you're around family, because there's more people around, so sometimes you can talk people into helping you when you get burnt out.
Yeah, exactly. Like definitely growing up, it was a family affair for puzzles.
Yes.
Do a little bit, especially around like holidays and whatnot. Like we definitely would do that.
Yeah. It's still easier to do the like 300 or 600 piece puzzles instead of the 2,000.
Yeah, I used to go for the big puzzles. I used to make sure I wanted to challenge myself, and I really did. Like,
yeah,
I had to go after those couple thousand piece puzzles.
My great grandmother was super into puzzles. I mean, she'd get out the like 600,000, a million piece puzzles. I mean, it was like the pieces are tiny.
Yeah,
it's like a landscape, so it's all like green and blue, and white and stuff like that. I was like it'd be like a 3-month-long project.
If it's like if it's different, like you had like they make like gradient puzzles where you, if you really want to be mean to someone who likes puzzles, you get them like a 2,000 piece puzzle, all purple, like
yes,
different shades of purple, but basically just purple.
Yes. I remember doing one with a bunch of fish in it, and there's a ton of blue, and then you'd get a little bit of a fish on one and another little bit of a fish on another one.
Yeah.
And it was tough.
Yeah, that definitely makes it challenging.
Yeah.
All right, should we dive into JAngo FETT?
We should. I think once we're done talking about JAngo FETT, then maybe I'll start building. I need to finish my Tantive hallway soon. I just opened it and built like 2 figures, and then it's been sitting here.
Then that's it. Yeah, I feel like almost like doing live streams encouraged me to build the sets that I have too, so I don't have like that much of a backlog, because I think that I would be banned from buying Lego.
Yeah, I have some sealed sets I'm kind of sitting on to hopefully sell at some point, but I don't have a lot.
My sealed set collection is like some GWPs and then a few others that like trading card. I have never been into trading cards. I don't.
Should I get out the binder?
Yeah, go for it.
So I was never into trading cards either, but my brothers kind of got into it, and then for whatever reason, this Scarlet and Violet 151 was really exciting to me, because like when I see Pokemon, like I never played Pokemon, but I knew lots of friends who, you know, had it on the Game Boy and played it back in the day, but I myself never played it. And I just recognize, you know, the original 151 Pokemon. I just don't know all of these new ones that they've come out with. And so when they make cards for the newer ones, I don't care, because I don't know what they are. And then this 151 series came out, and it's like new art, new graphics of the original 151 Pokemon. And so like I was like, ooh, that's pretty cool. Then I opened like a couple of packs, and then I was hooked on it.
And you've gone down the dangerous road?
Yes. Instead of spending money on Lego, about $1,200 went into Pokemon cards. Jeez. I'm not sure I would recommend it. Yeah, it was fun. Like, it's fun trying to complete a set, but man, it's a lot of work. And after a while, you start getting the same cards in every pack. And then you're like, why am I doing this?
Adam did the same thing. Oh, yeah. Like I had roommates who were into it, and like definitely have known people, but like I got gifted the Pokemon game, and that's as far as the Pokemon went, or Pokemon Go when I was when I met my wife, and that's as far as that went.
Yeah. So I kind of about the same time I got the Pokemon Fire Red, which is like the original, like, you know, for the Game Boy SP. It was like the original one that came out, and it was a lot of fun playing through that, because I've seen people play it, but I've never played it myself, so that was a lot of fun. And then I started collecting these Pokemon cards, and I would definitely say at one point it got out of hand. I had to like delete Whatnot off my phone and all this stuff. I was like, I have to stop.
Yeah, like I haven't like gone into Whatnot yet. I've like tempted even just Lego. I'm like, this feels like this could be dangerous.
It is very dangerous, because you're like, oh, that is a sweet deal. It's only $15 on a $35-$40 minifigure. I'll buy it.
Yeah.
And then you buy about 3 or 4 of them, not thinking much of it, and then you're $80 deep, and you're like, what did I do?
Like, I even feel like I do that like on Bricklink. I'm like, oh, it's not bad. And then you throw in shipping, and oh, that's actually a really good deal. That's a $10 minifigure. Okay, well, $5 for shipping. Okay, that's still not bad. And then 10 minifigures later, oh, I just spent $100.
Yeah. It can definitely. Well, and then I love like 2003, 1999 Star Wars sets because I remember seeing them, but I never had any of them because the first set I got was General Grievous of Starfighter, so I was like 2007, 2009.
Okay. Yep.
And so I remember seeing them, but I wanted to collect them because I always remember looking through the Lego book and being like, ooh, I want that and I want that. Those cassettes are super cool. And I played the video games, so a lot of those figures are in there.
Yeah, exactly.
But anyway, yes, I have a few Pokemon cards. I don't want to show them all, but I think some of the cooler ones I have is like the Alakazam full art and the Charizard. So the biggest thing I was chasing was there's like a Charizard with the full art, and he's like $100 card if you pull it out of a pack, or even if you buy it single, it's like $100. I think it's up to almost $200 now, which is crazy. But I opened a lot of packs trying to find him, and I never did. But I got some cool cards for sure. I was trying to collect the whole set. I think I'm only missing like 10 cards or something like that. But they're the expensive ones for sure.
Yeah.
Because you buy, I don't know if it took me a long time to learn all this terminology, but they're called ETBs. They come with like 8 packs or whatever and some dice and stuff like that. And then they have the Ultimate Collector Series boxes that are like this.
Okay.
And these are like these were like $100, but now because they come with 16 packs, but now they're like pretty expensive. But anyways, they're reprinting more, so the price is going to come down a little bit, but I'm afraid that the scalpers are going to buy them all up. But anyway, I'd like to complete the set, but we're to the point where it's like, do I really want to spend like $300 buying single cards to complete the set, or even spend, a few $100 trying to open packs? Because whenever you buy a box like that, it's $100, and there's only guaranteed like a few hits in that box. And so if they're not the hits you're looking for, or they're doubles, it's like you kind of just wasted your money. And sure, you can sell the cards, but that's a lot of work. And so it can definitely eat a lot of money.
Yeah, I can imagine. PC10. Oh, there's a 2020 Charizard worth about 180.
Yeah, I have the English ones, and for whatever reason, the English ones are worth more, which I don't understand because Japanese cards are harder to get your hands on, and especially pulling big cards out of a Japanese box is rare. So it's like, in my mind, they should be worth more, but they're not. And then the whole grading thing, I haven't gotten into that. There's people that do it, but if you get your card graded and it, like he said, becomes a 10, then it's worth a lot more. But I feel like the market's completely controlled by the graders because they know that there's only a handful of cards out there that are actually a 10. And even if you send them a really nice card fresh out of the pack, like they're not going to give it a 10 because they want there to only be a handful of 10s out there so that the price stays up.
Yeah, they want to make their money too, so
exactly. And they can grade a card at any point and give it a 10, and no one will argue with it.
Yeah, they're like, "Oh, you're the expert. You're the grader." So
All right, now that we've gone down the Pokemon.
That was not on purpose.
No, it's fine. We it's fun to interact with chat.
No, absolutely. I agree.
And again, I had fun with it. It was really fun, it being my first series and opening packs and all that. And it's exciting to get a card you're after and all that. But like, it really is just like a useless money pit because it's just a bunch of paper cards.
Adam, you're good. It was a fun tangent. No, you can keep chatting.
But yes, Pokemon cards are fun. You just have to have a lot of throwaway money in your bank account that you're okay with losing.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of like Lego investing, except probably like 10 times worse.
Yeah, because Sure, cards hold their value, but you got to go get them graded if you really want them to hold their value. And it costs a lot of money to get cards graded. Like sending in 5 cards is like $100, and you've
Yeah,
already paid money to rip packs to get those cards. So it's just
yeah,
it is quite a money hole. At least like with a car, like if you want to like spend a bunch of money on a nice sports car or something like that, it holds its value. But cards is like, and you get to drive it, but cards is just like it sits in a binder somewhere, and it like, if I don't know, it's people are into it, and I'm not gonna bash on it, but like
yeah.
it can definitely be a big waste of money.
I mean, I think it goes for any kind of investing, even Lego. Like Adam said, he broke into his grocery money. Like, if you you got to be careful not to break into your living money, being able to
Yeah.
pay rent, those kinds of things, because you can't pay rent in Pokemon cards. What's up, Nimble? What's happening?
Hey, Nimble. But the nice thing about Lego is like you have a long time generally to buy a set before it retires, or buy a few of them before it retires, and then you can save up for it and get it.
Exactly. Yeah, sports cards are a whole other game.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Lego, you if you're within the space and watching, and if you're really running an investment kind of business, then you are probably watching the space. So you know how long you have, and it's always better to buy it on when it's on clearance anyway.
Yeah.
Dude, August is definitely looking expensive.
Well, yeah, especially for me because I'm going to Brick World, so I'm blowing, like a few $1,000s going to Brick World. I'm like, man, I should just stay home and buy all the Star Wars sets coming.
Yeah, like I'm saving money, but just it's only because I can't go to Brick World. I've got a big inventory for work, like the week after, week before, something like that.
Yeah.
Those time wise, I just can't go.
Yeah, well, and that's the other thing too is you're not working when you're going, and so like you're losing money and you're spending money, so it's like
Exactly.
a lose financially.
Like I mean, if I were to go, I could use vacation time and I could get paid.
Yeah, that's true.
And I'm like, I'll get paid decently, but I need to make sure I need to make sure not to spend more than I'm making.
Yeah. And like you said, I think it was a stream or two ago that you had just gotten a promotion. So it's like I would want to like prioritize that promotion and doing a good job at it for a while before I just, I'm gonna leave for a week. Bye.
Yeah, exactly. Like I'm training up a second person right now, and they're doing pretty good. Yeah, Nimble UTAT V19 327 ATSD, and that's not even including all the three JAngo sets.
Yeah. And the Death Star. I mean, I don't know. It's $1,000, but I feel like it's going to be one of those legendary sets. I mean, hopefully it's on the website for like 3 to 5 years, but we'll see.
Yeah, I would like it to be like they did the last one. Just it didn't really change, but like it changed. They just kind of kept it around for years on end.
Yeah, I really like the 2007 one. I'd like to have that one, but we'll see what we'll see what this new one looks like. If this new one's insane, like I'll probably prioritize it over the older one, but I've always wanted the 2007 one. I think it's super cool.
Yeah, I agree. The 2007. What was the first year that was that? When did they? Was it 2016 when they redid it?
Yeah, somewhere around there, 2015, 2016, I think. And they updated the figures in it.
Yeah.
I just really like the older figures. But I can't believe we have so many Jango Fett sets coming out this year.
Right? Like, that was like, we haven't gotten Jango Fett and was the last one in 2013? I'm trying to think of.
Yeah, the Space Ring was 2013. Yeah, that was the last one we got.
So it's been like over 10 years, and here we are.
Yeah. Let alone the ship, it's been like 13. This was from 2002.
Yeah. That I know we haven't had in quite some time. Like I almost got that set too at a good price. Like
Yeah, when I first got back into collecting, it was like one of the first sets I got because to me, this Jango Fett figure is like the most iconic Star Wars figure because it was in the game. I don't know. For me, as like, hey, choose your like most nostalgic favorite figure. Like for me, it was Jango Fett, and so it was one of the first figures I got when I started collecting. And then Boba Fett.
I don't think that they're doing any kind of Jango spinoff. I think I don't really know that there's a rhyme or reason. I think that they're maybe kind of listening to the fans. Maybe that's my best guess.
I think I think they just pop on Ryan Eminar Productions when they run out of video or run out of set ideas, and they're like, "We need money." And they just go and watch like 5 of his videos, and they're like taking notes, like, "Okay, they want this set and this set and this set. Okay, let's go make some money," because his idea was the 501st Battle Pack, and they did it. It was the best-selling set they've had in like 10 years.
Yeah. Like
I think it almost because the Millennium Falcon UCS was the one they made the most money on, and then I think the 501st Battle Pack blew it out of the water. I mean, I don't have the numbers to back it up, but it has to be like really close.
And with how many years they had that 501st Battle Pack on shelves too, like I was able to get 5 of them, which is like the most amount of any Battle Pack I've ever gotten.
Same. I can't remember how many I opened, but I have 2 sealed still that I don't know. They haven't gone up that much in price, but
I'm waiting. Like
I
the
10 years
smaller one.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. The smaller one kind of coming out right after kind of sort of ruins the value in a way.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Because you can find it at Walmart still.
Mm-hmm. Barnes & Noble has so many retired sets. I was in there the other day. They still have the, not that I'm surprised, but the Boba Fett's throne room. Not even appearance.
That set was a flop for whatever reason. It did not do well.
Yeah.
It sat on shelves until it went on sale, and then it still hardly sold.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, I'm excited about all these Jango Fett sets coming out, and I was really shocked to see them do the play set because I figured they're just going to do a UCS set and then, grab up a bunch of money from that, and then maybe in 2 years from now do a smaller one, not like right afterwards.
Yeah, I did not think it would be this year.
Because that would be like if they released the UCS Venator and then did a play scale one, like, a few months later. Sure, it's still going to sell, but it's not going to do as well.
Like, I'm almost thinking that they did this in a way, kind of learning from the whole Venator situation, where they're doing a play set versus a microfighter, which hopefully is better for them.
Yeah, the Captain Rex microfighter was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Like 9 out of 10 people going to go buy that set was getting it for the build and the figure, and then the figure immediately just like, oh, by the way, we're making another one. That's exactly the same. It's like, come on, guys. I mean, I was frustrated. I didn't even buy the Venator. I don't know. I guess at least they're making cool figures.
Yeah, that's. I don't know if Nimbo will get all 3. I might get the playset and the UCS. I'm trying to decide.
Yeah, it's definitely a tough decision because there's so many other great sets coming out.
If it's the same figure with one more extra figure in the playset, I think the playset. I also don't have that much room for displaying any more UCS sets. my my Venator kind of takes up that room.
Yeah, the only UCS that I have is the Razor Crest, and I enjoy it. It's super realistic, and it's got great detail, but I can't keep the thing together. It falls apart all the time on me.
That's what I've heard about that one. Is it looks great, but like it falls apart. Like,
there's lots of places on it where there's pieces being held on by one or two studs.
yeah.
And the cockpit is terrible. Like the guns fall off of it if I so much as look at the set. There's no pressure holding down and locking in the guns. They're just kind of like there's one piece that goes over the top of the parts that hold on the gun, and so like just moving the ship around, the weight of the guns just breaks them off. And then you gotta take half the cockpit apart to try to weasel them back in there, and then they come loose again.
Yeah, I'm kind of glad I missed. I wanted to get the Mithril or Mithril. Wait, yeah, I'm thinking of something totally different. That's Lord of the Rings. What's the like flappy guy?
I can't remember what it's called, but I know what you're talking about.
I think I'm on like the right letter. I just can't remember.
You are. You're close.
But yeah, like he was going for like $100, and definitely when like he was coming out of the Mexico factory more frequently, I probably should have got him then.
Yeah, that's what I did with the Venator figures. I bought them on Whatnot from the Mexico factory because I got I had to have Admiral Yularen. I mean, he's so cool.
Absolutely. I actually because my bag one of my bags was missing some parts out of there, and they ended up accidentally sending me 2 extra figures, like the Rex and Yularen. Like, I'm not saying that you guys sent me this.
I'll take it.
I'll take it.
We all know he's gonna be $100 figure someday.
Yeah, he'll go back up in value. Like, I'm sure they're gonna come to a spot where they stop making it.
Yeah, I was surprised that the I can't remember his name now. The Mando that came in the USS Razor Crest, I was surprised his value stayed pretty low just because they were pumping so many figures from the Mexico factory onto the internet.
Yeah, like that was...
originally he was like I think like $80, $60, something like that, and then all these figures started flooding the market from the Mexico factory. Then he dropped down to like $30 or $40.
Yeah, like, and he's a good like whatever episode 1 figure, like just that because that's the only time he appears in that kind of uniform.
Yeah, and he has the extra detail on his helmet. He was the first one with the extra detail on his helmet.
But then that helmet got reused pretty quickly. I think the microfighter was next.
Yeah, it was with the silver instead of the dark gray.
And I always thought that episode 1 appearance Lego did was better than any of the Beskar ones that they had done.
Yeah,
the printing was always better. Like every single one of my Beskar ones is misprinted.
Yeah, I didn't get any super crazy misprints, but yeah, there was just like shifted a little bit or wasn't even on both sides or something like that. But yeah, I mean, it's cool to have several different versions of the print, but it definitely was not as high quality as the one that came in the microfighter.
Yeah.
But I'm interested to see what I don't know. I assume that the UCS JAngo ship will be very similar to the Boba Fett ship. So there's, I guess, not that much to speculate on it. I think it has more pieces, but I think they're just probably small pieces that add detail.
That's what I'm guessing. I think it should. They should include like the sonic charge in there.
That would be sick.
That's what I'm hoping for because that's like iconic to that version of Slave One.
I think that was the most iconic thing that happened in the first 3 movies.
Uh-huh.
At least from a guy's standpoint. I mean, it's just like the first time hearing that sound, just like, oh my gosh. I did not know I needed to hear this, but I definitely needed to hear it.
Yeah, exactly.
But this original Django's Fett Slave one, I mean, it has so many play features. I mean, it's got little doors in the back by the guns. It's got these doors that fold open with missiles in it. You can see the engine inside of it. It's got another set of guns that fold out from the inside. And my favorite part is it has this magnet that comes out of the middle, which, you know, they don't make that piece anymore, but, you know, it gives you the ability to, you know, put stuff in it. Like, because I've played around with it and had fun with it, and you can like recreate the whole scene of Jango Fett packing up all of his stuff out of his apartment and leaving Camino. And you know, I have the original Obi-Wan Kenobi Starfighter, and you can like reenact the whole scene if you've got both those sets. And then it's got the bombs that drop out of the back. Yeah, it's not technically a seismic charge, but it's still really cool.
Yeah.
I don't have, and I would really like the Boba Fett ship of this version because it has like a big missile that goes in the middle of it and shoots out of it.
Yeah, that was when they redid that in 2006.
Yeah, it has a lot of similar parts to this one. But yeah, that's definitely another one on my bucket list to get. Mm-hmm. But hopefully, I don't know. I really hope that the play scale one isn't exactly the same as the Boba Fett one from the Mandalorian series because it was really small and it came with a really cool frozen and carbonite piece. But besides that, I only got it to collect the figures because I was trying to get all of the Mando set or all the Mando figures, and then that was the first set that Boba Fett came in, so I felt like I had to get it. But the actual build itself was too small and didn't have a lot of like play features, and it's just like, oh, this is kind of boring.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that. That was my first. I don't know why. I almost parted together the 2019 one, or almost got the set for a good price when it right after I retired, and I should have done that.
Yeah.
Because then I built that one. I liked getting that new version of Boba Fett. I do like the dark green, the repainted. I still think that it's not as iconic as his old look, but still cool. And if Lego did that a little bit better versus his recolor and not recoloring his helmet,
that really bothered me. Sometimes I'll just throw on the old 2002 Boba Fett helmet because it's the actual right green color.
Yeah, that one wasn't inaccurate for what they were trying to do, but it's the right green color for now.
It looks better. Thanks, Nibble, for hanging out, dude. We'll see you later.
Thanks, Nibble. Good talk. Good to talk to you too. Yeah.
But I don't know. I think I might get the helmet. I can't imagine them just recoloring this one. Kind of like the playset for Jango Fett's ship. I can't imagine them just recoloring it. I feel like that would be super lazy for them to do.
Yeah.
I feel like they would get a lot of complaints about that.
Oh, they're gonna get for sure. M&R will be the first one to complain about that.
Yes, he will. Well, I'm sure he's already seen pictures of it. He knows a lot of stuff pretty early.
He does.
Which I totally understand. I mean, if you had someone deep in the market of a manager position or a marketing position at a huge store like Target or Walmart or another store, you would totally be able to see, they're going to send you the Excel spreadsheet with all the information on it way before they get the set because they have to plan out, what kind of artwork they're going to have, where they want to put it in their display, how much room it's going to take up. So they have to know all this stuff super far in advance.
Yeah, they're gonna know. Like, I mean, I work in retail, so I kind of understand the inner workings of that. Like, it's a little bit different because I have to do like seasonal pre-book, so it's going to be something like that. We're going to have a set amount that you can choose from. They're going to know, but they're going to know like ahead of time, at least a month in advance, if not longer.
Yeah, and so just by knowing, a few people in the industry, like you're totally going to be able to, as long as you play by the rules and games of leaking, which is very complicated to me. Um,
Yeah.
at least he'll know. I mean, he mentioned, I think he was on Whatnot the other day. I was listening to it, and he briefly mentioned for a second, he was like, I was surprised it took so long for people to find out about the play set for JAngo FETT coming out. And it's like, okay, well, clearly you knew about it for a while.
Clearly you know something.
So I definitely think he knows a few people that are deep into the marketing side of these big retail stores.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I assume that they'll change this up. I kind of hope that I like the studs on this Boba Fett, but I think that they'll probably end up making it smooth, like more smooth on his helmet, I would assume, to make it stand out.
Yeah, I think that they'll do something because the drivers kind of has that more smooth look, right? If I remember right.
Yeah, I think so. And there's a lot of different ways you could redesign this front of the mask and get the same resemblance. And they could even just add details with stickers and stuff like that and change it.
Yeah, like there's a few options they've got.
I really hope they do a few more clone trooper helmets, because I took my Cody one apart and turned it into just a regular shiny white helmet, and it looks great. I mean, I haven't completely finished it, but it looks pretty cool. But it'd be really cool to get some more commanders like Commander Wolf or Commander Fox.
Commander Wolf would sell so well.
It would be super cool. I wanted to sit down and try to do it, but I think you would have to use stickers to make it more detailed. But there's definitely stuff you can do with a lot of these small pieces they have made for Speed Champions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's definitely a line I haven't dove into too far, actually at all. But like I'm at a like I think Cool Hans. I don't know if he collects helmets, but I know that he avoids UCS because he wants just all the play sets,
which is understandable.
Yeah, like limited space. That's kind of like, and I have 8-foot shelves. Like, I got like 24 square footers of shelves behind me.
Yeah,
like, I have filled them up.
Yeah. No, I have these 4 on this wall, and I have 3 more on this wall. They're not as long. I need to. I guess I can turn my camera. It's really dark over there. I have a bunch of Ninjago spinner sets up on the wall.
Yeah.
And I could definitely take those down and extend the shelf out to the left and to the right, because I have a guitar up over here, but it does not take long to fill up all that space.
It definitely does. Like I'm thinking about like rotating some sets out.
Yeah, and I don't know why, but I've always found it really fun to even just like reorganize what's up there.
Oh yeah, for sure. I actually used to do like time myself like building. So one of my first Star Wars sets was the little cantina from 2003. It had like a land speeder in it, and I'd take a portion of those, unbuild it, and then rebuild it over and over again.
Yeah, I really like that set. It's gotten expensive, but it's really cool. I got it for a good deal from one of my other friends who collects Star Wars. he had a couple of them, so he gave me a good deal on it. But the Guido in that set is super cool. He has the arm printing on and everything.
Yeah, like so good. And like that figure got used or that set got used and abused. Like I would take like that was like I was 10, 11 when I first got that. So that set like the figures came with me to school.
Yep.
The figures are definitely not pristine or going to be worth what their top value are. Like
Yeah.
the Stormtrooper is cracked. Like that thing it got used.
Yep. No, and the what are those called again? They're not banthas. I always want to call them banthas.
They start with D.
Dito,
or what are they called? I know what you're talking about.
Dewback?
Dewback, that's it.
That's right. Yeah, that one is super iconic because it is exactly what they used in the video game. So like you could play the video game and it was the same one. So it's like super cool.
Yeah, I had the Dewback, the Sand Trooper, the little cantina with Han Solo in it. Back in alone, the one thing that the 2000s did not do a lot of was Chewbacca. Like he only came in like Millennium Falcons.
Yeah, and X-Wing starfighters.
Mm-hmm.
I think he came out only in one of them though, because he came out in the one with, I think that was 2009. He came out in like an exclusive X-Wing starfighter with Leia and Luke and Chewbacca and Han Solo, I think.
Yeah, there was definitely an X-Wing on he came in.
But yeah, for a long time, I mean, all you could do was buy the Millennium Falcon, and what was that, 99 or 2000, somewhere around there.
99 would have been his first appearance. Or no, you're right. The Falcon was not part of the first wave. It was 2000.
I always have to look up. I call it the Lego Bible.
Yep.
That's the only way I'm able to keep track because I get fuzzy. But yeah, it looks like it came out in 2000. Yeah, that's crazy. I didn't think about that. You never think about it until you put yourself in the mindset of like, okay, it's the year 1999, 2000. I want a Chewbacca. When's the first set that Chewbacca came out in? And then you start looking. It's like, oh man, I had to spend $80 on the Millennium Falcon to get Chewbacca.
Mm-hmm. Like it's like not that bad, but at least like I mean, right now I don't think he's super available. I think he's not in the Dark Falcon. The other one is there Chewbacca outside of the UCS right now?
There was the last Chewbacca I think they made was in the ATST in the snow.
Right.
But yeah.
I'm thinking there isn't one outside of the UCS.
I don't think so. I'm kind of tempted to pull up Lego's website right now, but I think you're right. I don't think you can buy a Chewbacca right now. So apparently the next available set after the Millennium Falcon was the little packs that came with the speeder bike troopers and Chewbacca with the cards was the next set that you could get him in the end of 2000.
Yeah, I forgot about those.
And then they made the Imperial ATST in 2001. So he eventually he came pretty available, but in the beginning he wasn't.
Yeah. When I started, like I feel like he was available for a little bit in the early 2000s, but coming to 2003, 2004, he was kind of limited.
Yeah, because they focused on the new movies coming out.
Yep, and so everything was Revenge of the Sith, Episode 2, all of that, as those were getting pumped out.
Yeah.
2003, 2004 was kind of the in between. Yo, what's up, Josh Brick Studios?
Hey, Josh. I'm really interested to see what they give with purchases for the UCS JAngo FETT ship.
Ooh, yeah. Okay. That's gonna be right around
May the 4th.
Yeah.
If we got like May the 4th gift with purchase as like the what was it? The Luke's mom's kitchen. Like if we got Jango Fett's like room or something like that, that would be so cool.
Yeah. Oh, I see. Josh, you changed your name. You're the Lego Builders and Games. Right. Okay, so that's who I thought it was.
I have people do that to me in my chat. I'll be like, "Who is this?" I'm like, they sound familiar, and it's like, "Oh yeah, I changed my name." I'm like, "Oh okay."
Yeah. Okay. I recognize you, but I'm not recognizing you.
Yeah. Giovanni did that. I don't know if you remember, like Giovanni used to pop in like everyone's chat, and he had like Phase 2 Captain Rex as his profile picture, and then he changed it to something else. I was like, "Do I know you?"
Yeah, he's like always changing his name or well, not his name, his profile picture. Like, yeah, he definitely. There's a few times where I'm like, I don't know that I recognize you. Your name is the same.
We're doing good, Josh. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, thank you. Definitely doing good. Yeah. My first, I don't really remember what my first Star Wars set was, but I know it was somewhere in the 2000s.
That's cool. I don't know why, but for whatever reason, I don't know. I think we had Lego because we gotten Lego from my grandparents, but it was like the old like space stuff from the early 90s.
Like
We have like a bin of random space sets.
The 90s space, Blacktron, all that.
Yeah, but they weren't sets because I think we got them from my uncle, and so he had gotten them in the 90s, and so they were like, I don't even remember what they were because all the sets were broken up, but like we had the base plate with the piece of the moon on it, and we had the original like Lego box that was made out of plastic that would store all of your Legos that you could pop open. It was like red. But yeah, I think those were some of the first Lego we had, and then I don't know, for whatever reason we didn't get Lego for Christmas until like 2007, and I was like I don't know, like 13 or something like that. So I was like definitely around the era of like, the older stuff, like because I was born in 96, but I didn't, and I'd been on Lego's website and played some of their old mini games that they had on there, and played on the PS2 the original Star Wars game. So I'd seen it, but I didn't, for whatever reason, get into it until later.
Yeah, like I didn't fully get into it till about 2003, and that's when I got like not a full wave, but that was like more than just a couple sets. Like it was a Christmas where my dad just gave me, "Yo, what's up, Slurpee?" He gave me like a whole wave. So I think that year I had gotten, because I got the canteen like we were talking about, I got the snow speeder.
I love the snow speeder.
So it wasn't the original, but 2003, which didn't change too much from that I remember from like the 99.
Yeah, I think it was really similar. They changed it to white instead of gray, and they might have added a different printed tile.
There was a couple printed tiles in there. Like there's one that has the AT-AT, and I can't remember if that was on the 99.
I think it is because I have that one, but I think they changed a few of the printed tiles that are on the wings. If I remember. But for me, Facebook Marketplace has been a gold mine for finding sets.
I forget about that. Like you can definitely, if you find someone's grandma selling off little Jimmy sets, you can definitely strike some gold there.
I did. I got super lucky. I had to drive like an hour and a half away, but there's this lady selling like oh, I built these sets with my kids when they were little, and now they're like, in college, and they don't care about them anymore. And I mean, I got this set is still sealed in the box. They never opened it. I paid like $40 for it. She didn't want to charge me a whole bunch for it. I got from the 2003 Jabba's Palace. I got the one of the side builds sealed in the box. The one that comes with like C-3PO and R2-D2 and Bib 14.
Like 2003. Was that like an original Droid Escape?
No, there was that set. I would like that set. I don't have it. But it is a small build that goes on the side of Jabba's palace, and it has C-3PO and Bib Fortuna, like right after the landing.
Right.
And it comes with a door that opens and closes, and it's got a little eye thing that pokes.
Oh yeah, so it's the bow. It's the monk droid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that I got that set sealed. I got to open that. I left this other one sealed because I couldn't bring myself to open it because there's not very many of them that are still sealed for whatever reason. I mean, if I got the set back in the day, I would have totally opened it. So there's not very many of them that are open or still sealed.
Absolutely. I'm like definitely like when I was collecting or growing up, like I wasn't aware of like the sealed, unsealed market. Like, this is cool. I'm going to open this.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And this one was one of the cooler sets you could get out of the wave. So why would you not open it?
Yeah.
And that's also where I got the 1999 Snowspeeder. And I don't know. I think I might have got a couple others, but those are the only ones I can remember. But I only spent like $100, $120 to get like $300 worth of old Lego Star Wars sets.
That's awesome. Yeah,
it was crazy. The other fun one I did was I bought a big bin of Lego, and what I do before I just buy bins of Lego is if you look closely, you can tell what era they're from based off of the color of the bricks. And I was scrolling through the pictures and saw Boba Fett's helmet from 2002 just sitting in the side of the box. And I was like, well, I have to get that because right there, that's $50 worth of figures.
Yeah.
Just with Boba Fett. And so I feel like I could easily make my money back if I wanted to selling the figures off. And I got it. I ended up getting a ton of cool like 2003 Lego. I had to sort out a lot of Mega Blocks.
Yeah.
But there was Count Dooku in there, the original Count Dooku with the yellow face, and I was able to rebuild most of the set. I think there was some sets from the Imperial ship from like 2003 that the Emperor comes in on.
Oh, yeah.
And there's bits and pieces of the X-Wing Starfighter in there. Like there's all kinds of good
2003 stuff. Or 2001, because here's 2000. There's also 2006. Here's 2001. This is very yellow. But
yeah, I think it was that one because I have that windscreen in the box. It was
this one only they made this one into the Imperial Inspection, which was like a $60 set.
Yeah,
and that one was like a $20 one. They were like 5 years apart.
Yeah,
but one had the Emperor, 2 guards, and no, it was just Emperor, 2 guards, and a pilot. That's right.
Yeah. I really like the other one that's updated that came out 5 years later, but they're both cool sets.
It was like almost like a Stormtrooper battle pack-ish.
Yeah, and they had printed waist and printed legs. It was crazy. To me, that's like the best Stormtrooper they've ever done because I really like the older style helmet.
Yeah, like there's something classic about those. I only end up with like one of those from the Cantina.
Yeah, I think I have like 5 or 6 of them because I've just bought them because I like them.
Yeah,
but they're cool. Some of them are messed up and their faceplate is split apart, so it looks like they have a mustache instead of it being their mouth. It's hilarious.
The only thing I didn't like was and they just come with plain blank yellow heads underneath.
Yes.
I used to like Sharpie.
Yes. That's awesome. Yeah, there's also, I didn't know this either, but I recently found out that in the original TIE bomber, there was the Stormtrooper came with a black head that didn't have any printing on it.
And the TIE fighter had a brown head.
Yeah.
I remember that because my friends and I made a trade, and after I found out I wanted it back because I traded it because he went and took that brown head and made a Mace Windu out of it. I'm like, I should have kept the head. So what I did for my Mace Windu, who looks very bad, like more like a blackface, very like I painted a yellow head with different colors of brown. I could not get it to come out right.
Brown marker
and a marker. Oh, he looks so bad.
That's awesome. The only modified figure I have as of recent is I took the 20th anniversary Cloud City Lando, and I took an eraser, and if you rub it really hard on the back of them, the print like peels off of it and it doesn't damage the Lego at all. And I basically made a cheap Cloud City Lando.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
And then I swapped out the head for the older brown and the hands and stuff like that, so it looks just like the original like Lando. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I have that 20th anniversary Lando. Sharpie off the 20th anniversary logo.
Yeah. Yeah. I want to. So I actually did get Cloud City because for me it was one of my white whales. But I got the build for it for like $400, which I thought was a pretty good deal.
That is a great deal.
And so it's complete. I just don't have any of the figures. So I have the old Boba Fett without the printing on him, and he works. And I found a Han Solo at a Bricks and Minifigures that was mismatched with another Han Solo, but it had the Cloud City legs. And so I was able to like buy a $15 Han Solo instead of paying $100 for the Cloud City Han Solo because they didn't realize what legs they had put on him.
There you go. That was a good deal.
Yeah, it was a really good deal. But I don't know. I'd like to get Cloud City Boba Fett eventually, but he went way up in price and then he's come back down. I mean, I've seen the set selling for like $2,500 with all the figures, which is crazy because it was like
11,000.
Yeah, it was like 10 grand for a used one and like 15 for a sealed one.
Yeah.
But I've seen some good deals on it lately, but I'm still really not feeling like I don't have $2,000 to spend on it right now. And if I did, I still don't think I'd be able to justify it because it's like, man, that's a lot of money. I could buy a lot of other stuff with $2,000.
Yeah, that was one. Like, I don't think I can talk my wife into letting me spend that kind of money.
No, I think the only way I'd be able to get Cloud City Boba Fett is if I traded in a bunch of sets that I have and try to like get together enough value to get one of them.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I might eventually do that, but it's a cool figure. I wish I would have bought it like 10 years ago because I remember looking on eBay. I was like, oh, that's a cool figure. I'd like to buy it. It's like $400. Now it's like $2,000.
It's always funny looking back because like you kind of kick yourself for like, oh man, I could have saved so much money if I bought it 10 years ago. Like both. So I had the opportunity to buy both Cloud City and Jango Fett Slave One, both very hot sets at a mom and pop toy store in like what year was it? 2006. Like it's maybe retired at that point, but like I don't know why. And then like I missed, so I skipped those with like I had birthday money and all that.
Yeah.
And whatever reason, like I wasn't allowed to buy that time. We were in a rush, something like that. And and by the time I got back there, both those sets were gone.
No.
And like looking back at it now, like, you know how much money is on the table for not buying those? Like, of course they would have been open, but like, man.
Yeah.
Like, they're two of the hottest sets still.
They are. They really are. I saw the highest. Again, COVID was crazy because like I was just getting into it, and even Boba Fett. I remember buying Boba Fett off of eBay for like $18 all day long. I bought like 5 of them, and then like 3 months later, they were selling for like $50 or $60 a pop, and I was like, "Wow, I'm glad I bought those when I did."
Mm-hmm. It's just like the market is crazy. It's just like
It is crazy.
You never know which way it's going to go, really. But
no, I mean, media really helps get sales up, but it's still very unpredictable.
Like when season 3 of Mando was coming around, and I went and bought the recently retired Commark class, the Mandalorian Starfighter.
Yeah.
And I got it off of grandma or someone that was selling it off Facebook Marketplace, who was shipping too.
Nice. That doesn't happen very often.
Like it was like as much as the set was new, brand new, $60, and going price was like 90 at the time.
Yeah. That's crazy. Yeah, right. It's like the show was like going on and the set was retiring. There was a little like resale store near me, and I bought 2 of them. They had 2 of them there for $60 each. I was like, this is going to go up in price. They're never going to make Gar Saxon again. Like, I have to buy a couple of them. So I have 2 of them sealed that I'm sitting on. I think they've officially doubled in price, but the one before that from the Clone Wars with Pre Vizsla in it is like $300 or more now. So I was like, if I wait a little bit longer, I'll be able to triple my money.
Mm-hmm. And you know, especially with like the Grogu Mando coming out again in the movie, could show up again. Like you never know. Like it's always kind of like iffy. Like when do you kind of try to sell stuff off?
Yeah, it is.
Like, oh, it's going high right now, but it could go higher. Do I wait?
Yeah. I'm not too worried about it. It's not like I have like 300 of them or 1,000 of them, so I'm not like waiting for peak market. I just want to get to a point where I can, you know, triple my money and use it to buy more Lego.
That's exactly what I'm doing. Like I've got, because I bought some of those like 3-in-1 packs where I already had like 2 out of 3 of the sets. So I got the one that has the first appearance of Beskar Mando, the Sand Tent and Ballista, like season 2. That came in that, and then like another Ahsoka. So they're like small sets. I'm waiting for those to kind of go up, and I'm like okay waiting forever on them.
Yeah, I think they will eventually. I mean, I was surprised the Clone Wars sets went up as much as they did, because when I was a kid, they were everywhere. They were on sale at Walmart. They were just, the only set that was kind of hard to find was the Y-wing bomber. But other than that, all the other ones were just everywhere. And I can't even believe how much the clone troopers have gone up in price. Like I've seen them on Whatnot selling for like $25 a pop, and I was like, I've got like 50 of those at my house, at my parents' house.
The one good single figure that I bought was that 2013 Captain Rex for $10 off Bricklink back. I don't know. He was probably still on shelves at the time, like maybe around like 2014, 2015.
Yeah. No,
and
that was a good buy.
That was like the best decision I ever made.
We had all of them. I mean, I remember getting the cannon that came with Captain Rex, and we had Commander Fox from the Droid Battle Pack and the Droid Tank or whatever, and I had the Jetpack Troopers. Like, we had them all, and then they're at my parents' house, you know, so like I don't really feel obligated to go over there and take them because like I don't need them, and I don't know, technically they're mine, but I don't need them that bad. But when I was building this new collection, I was wanting to add them to my collection, and I was like, man, I'm gonna have to fork out like $600 to collect all the commanders.
Yeah, like they're crazy expensive.
Yeah. The one I really want and sad I missed out on was the 2007 Boba Fett that was in white.
Oh yeah.
And I remember looking on eBay back in the day, and it was like $40 or $50, and now it's like pushing $500.
He's gotten like crazy expensive. That was one I never got either.
Yeah. I don't know. I didn't realize how hard it was to get, but yeah, it was pretty available. They were saying on a couple of Brickheads podcasts the other day that they think that it was like limited to like 2,000 of them, but I swore they were handing them out at Toys R Us like candy. I thought they were just all over the place.
Yeah, I never.
I don't know.
I never got one.
Yeah, it's kind of just one of those figures that like slipped through the cracks for me. That again, I wasn't collecting at the time. It's just whatever I got for Christmas. But
yeah,
it's a pretty cool figure.
I was looking at some of the sets that I really wanted, like some of my, like I probably have a lot of white whales that I want to go after, but they cost so much. Like the Wookiee catamaran that's never been made is over $1,000.
Really?
I'm like, no, like this is such a like even the astronaut, I'm like, there's no way this is gonna be like crazy expensive. I'm probably like it's not gonna be retail price, but I'm gonna pay a little bit for it. Nope, it's $1,000. It's more than the 2005 ARC 170.
Wow. Yeah, that's true. Well, I guess if it has all the figures, it would have the light up Ayla Secura, so that figure's like $160, I think, $200.
Yeah.
I got so lucky on that figure. I bought it at like a resale shop that only has a few Lego sets, and they sold it to me. It had some damage to the back plate, but I bought it for like $20 or something like that. And then all I did was I took a heat gun and or like a hair dryer, and I heated up the piece because it was bent from someone trying to change the batteries. And ABS plastic has memory to it from when it was cast, and so I heated it up really hot.
Yeah.
And then it just like on its own formed back to what it was supposed to be.
Oh, that's really cool.
It's a little damaged still, but it's like it fits in there good like it's supposed to. And I only paid $20 for it.
Okay, $20 still like it's worth the risk at that point.
Yeah, and I didn't know. I thought it was like a $100 figure, and then my friend told me, he's like, "Yeah, it's like pushing $200 right now." I was like, "No way, it's crazy." But yeah, that catamaran set is not that exciting if you don't care about old Lego. It's really not that exciting.
No, like, and the only reason I wanted it because like I almost bought it. It's one of those another one that like I was gonna go down to my local toy store because I knew it was there.
Yeah,
I could have gotten it, but like I got scared to ask my dad if I could go get it. Like like, something like that. Like,
well, and I remember having money too from birthdays or doing yard work or something, and you always were really hesitant about buying stuff because you know you worked for it or you got it, and you know you only have so much of it, and so you're like I would always go back and forth because you're like, well, what if something else comes around that I really, really want? And then I just spent my money on this thing that I kind of want. And it's like, is it worth risking the money that I have? And then like, I really liked Transformers too when I was young. And so I remember going to Kmart and there was a Optimus Prime truck with the trailer, and his trailer would turn into this giant mech suit, and then you could put Optimus Prime inside of the mech suit, and it was like the coolest thing I'd ever seen. And I remember like saving up like $80 to go buy it. I think it was like $80 or $100. But still, even after you buy it, you're just like, man, should I have spent the money on this? Like, I could have bought Lego with this. Like, what am I doing? And then like, after like looking back on it, it was totally worth it because it was like so cool and I played with it so much. But like in the moment, it's always a really tough decision.
Definitely, like for sure. Like, I was like big head over heels Lego kind of came first before anything else. If I wanted
Yeah.
Lego was kind of like the first decision.
Yeah. It's definitely understandable. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah. It was like I know my friends were jealous of my big collection. Like part of my big collection that came from like my cousin. I didn't get much Star Wars. Like all the stuff I bought was Star Wars and like the premieres that I was collecting. But like I got like some of the stuff probably that you kind of grew up with, like all the 80s and 90s. So like a little bit of City, but mostly like the Aqua Raiders and all the old Knights and Castles, like all those old molded base plates. I have a good portion of them.
That's awesome. There's some really cool ones out there.
I think that they're still back at my parents'. It's the only Lego that's still at my parents', which they like. It took me. So I used to live in Vermont, and now I live in Utah. And
Yeah.
I've been doing the slow move across the country
Of the collection.
of the collection. It's taken like 4 years.
You're like, I only have so much room in my car.
Like I put it in my I'd ship it over.
Yeah, that makes sense. Or like in a carry-on if you fly or something.
Carry on has been the major way.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's been crazy. Like,
I mean, I guess if you could pack it, you could take several big carry-ons with you and pay for the extra weight to ship them.
I mean, even like $30 a bag, it's not that bad. Like,
yeah,
they might catch on, but you know, what?
Hey, what's in this bag is worth more than the $30.
Yeah. Yeah, like I shipped 3 boxes that were the major like loose parts of the collection.
Yeah.
Shipped those to myself. Like I've shipped a couple boxes, but most of it has been like, and I had like organized sets were labeled by a set number, like how many bags
a lot of work into it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of have to, otherwise it just becomes a big jumbled mess.
Yeah, like probably if I were to move tomorrow and it was local, I'd probably be able to like put them in containers at least, or
and make some trips.
Yeah, like, well, yeah, moving across the country with Lego is definitely not an easy task.
No, you have to be pretty serious about your organization.
Mm-hmm. Like, and I've heard people like rebagging their sets by reverse order by bag number. That I'm like, oh, I don't have the patience for that.
No, that's too much work, and you'd have to figure out like the exact bags that they came in and all that too.
Mm-hmm. Like they go through the instructions in like reverse. So they go
engineer
find
it basically
the last bag number and they'll label like their little bags and they reversed, zip it up, and then that goes inside a gallon bag. I'm like people thought I was crazy for just doing sets by bag, like absolutely nuts. Like
it's hard enough just like taking a whole set apart like this and then putting it into one Ziploc bag.
Yeah, like for sure. Like
and then labeling it JAngo FETT Slave 1.
Yeah, like I wasn't like close to categorizing like all of mine. Like my instruction manuals, that's a whole different story. I got them sorted, and my Star Wars one like don't fit. Like I've got like a file box full of them, and now I have to organize my Star Wars one by year because like I have so many, they don't fit into just one.
That's awesome. I have a lot of, I don't know, the newer sets I get, I'll like I don't know, I'll hold on to the box for a while, but if I don't care about the set that much, I'll like burn the box and the instructions because then I can just look up the instructions online.
True.
But with the older ones that I get, like if I buy an old retired set, I really like the box. I really like the instructions because they have a bunch of cool pictures and stuff in them. I like have them. I bought the Grogu set that's like back behind me, and I have the box, and I have all of the instruction manuals stacked inside of that box.
Oh, yeah, that's really cool. Like I've got so many of the old instructions, old sets that I've never built. That I inherited.
They're just fun to have because you can understand the build better, and there's always like cool promos, and a lot of the old ones had like comic books in the backs of them.
Yeah, like they definitely had like the old like comic books or like your alternate builds, like just like fun things that they would throw in there.
Yeah, or some of them even had like awesome posters in them too.
I've got quite a bit of the like Pirates of the Caribbean posters that I haven't thrown away.
That's cool.
That came, yeah, that was like, yeah, can't get rid of these. I've got a Lord of the Rings poster that came in those sets.
That's awesome. Yeah, we got some of the Lord of the Rings sets when we were kids, but we didn't get the bigger ones. But I always thought they were super cool.
Yeah,
they made some really good ones.
Like there wasn't, I don't recall there being like a bad one. Like maybe.
No, I don't think so. I don't think you could mess that up. And they did such a good job with the printing and the detail on the figures. Even if you got a small play set, they were always a lot of fun.
Yeah, like they nailed that pretty good. Like,
yeah, and I still I wanted Rivendell, but I don't have that one. But I think that one's amazing.
That one's my next one. Like I'm currently saving up for it. I'm like almost there. I've got, because I created myself like a little Lego fund.
Yeah,
I put aside money into it every week.
Yeah,
I've been pretty diligent about like not buying much.
Yeah,
so, buy that set, and I've got like $300 out of 500.
Nice. So you're over halfway. That's exciting.
Yeah. I think even after I reached that goal, I want to get it on, like, if I'm going to buy it from Lego, it's going to be on a double VIP. Get my money's worth for it.
Yeah, because then you'll get a $20 off or more on the next one you buy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that is going to be one of those like legendary sets that goes down in history. Is like, oh, Lord of the Rings. What set should I get? Like, this is the coolest one.
Exactly.
I mean, the one with the Sauron's eye is super cool because, like, you always wanted that set as a kid. It's like, they should make a Sauron's eye set. And it's like, it's super cool. But, like, just as a quick snapshot of Lord of the Rings sets, I think the other one's better.
Yeah. Rivendell is, like, classic. Some of the stuff that they're doing this year has me excited for sure.
I hope they keep doing it. I mean, I feel like it's one of those I mean, not to hate on Harry Potter fans, but like they have really overdone the Harry Potter sets. They keep remaking them in different sizes and different colors and stuff like that. But it's just like, can we just let it be gone for a little while and like let Lord of the Rings take the place for like 5 years, please?
Like, I've kind of said that, like, if they could alternate with Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit, or like the Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter, like that would be like a perfect combo where you like 1 year you get, and neither one kind of gets stale, or
yeah,
in theory it would allow them for it not to get stale.
Yeah, because like I know people that are like hardcore Harry Potter fans, and they got one of my friends got a lot of the sets from a couple years ago. Like there was the big buildable owl with the books under it, and he got like one of the big castles or whatever. And like, yeah, it's cool, and they're excited about it. But it's like when you're getting these just different variations of it every year in different colors, it's like, how much more can we do with this?
That's exactly like, how many Hagrid's huts do we need? Like,
yeah. Like, for me, I would be more excited about trying to go back and collect the old ones from like the 2000s because I like the styling of older Lego. But like, I don't know, because there's no new media coming out, and like with Star Wars, there's always new media coming out, and even if there isn't, there's so many sets that they had to skip over that they could have done because they were trying to put out new sets for new media.
Yeah.
Sure, maybe the Luke's land speeder's overdone and
X-Wing.
the X-Wing, but like there's so many sets that they could do from pulling from any Star Wars media that they haven't done before.
Like, I still need to go back and watch that ACOB show where they interviewed that designer.
Yeah.
Like,
I saw about half of it.
Yeah, about same for me, and I keep on meaning to go back because there was a lot of insight into kind of why. Like, one thing they definitely said about Star Wars is one of the things that they always have to have on shows is like an X-wing, a land speeder, which makes sense. Like,
yeah, because you really have to hit those, you would say, iconic sets, because it's like, okay, someone knows nothing about Star Wars, they pop Star Wars on for an hour, they watch one movie, they know what an X-wing starfighter is, they know what a Millennium Falcon is, because like it's in almost every piece of content and it's super iconic.
Yeah, like it like, you know, new kids kind of getting into it, and you know that's the way they kind of come in is through that. Then they start finding Clone Wars and clones, and it kind of like snowballs from there. But like, you got to have those classic pieces. Like,
oh yeah,
back to like, you know, Harry Potter. Like, I got my first Harry Potter set in 2020, and now I'm seeing those sets that are 4 years old are getting redone.
yeah.
Basically, like, I got a Hagrid's hut, like, and I'm like, what? Like, this set like barely retired, and there's already another one.
Yeah. It's like, what, do you get some different printing on a minifigure and some different colors on the build?
It's different. You got different minifigures from a different movie. I get that, but it still feels like it's the same thing. It's like it's kind of like doing a Dagobah X-wing versus an original X-wing. Like, it's still the same thing.
Well, for me, it's like, why didn't they treat Harry Potter like Indiana Jones?
Mm-hmm.
It had its run. It was super cool. You know, there's a lot of Indiana Jones fans out there. I guess I would argue that there are more Harry Potter fans, but like, why does it get an infinite space on the Lego section on the website? Like,
it has done well, and it probably is still doing well, but I honestly feel like it like a lot of people have said, like, it needs, you know, some room to breathe. It needs some time off, and then come back with it. Like, and that's why I kind of think like
well, that's Lego's whole business model, is like being afraid of missing out, FOMO, on a set. And if you re-release the set every 2 years, you can't miss out on it. You just wait 2 years and you can get a new one. So if they got rid of Harry Potter for 5 years, if they came out with a new wave, of course it would sell well. And to be honest with you, they'd probably make the money back that they lost for not making it for 5 years by re-releasing it.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I definitely think of, like, even though they're like similar but different, like Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter. If you put those on like an every other year cycle, you're not getting the same set, but every 5 years. Like, they don't have to be part of the same theme, but you can like kind of take a year off and bring them back.
Yeah, and the Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter kind of fit into that same genre per se, of like fiction and magic and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what Lego's limit is, but I'm sure they have a limit on how many categories they can have on their website.
Yeah, there's got to be some kind of like both are very cool sets and they've done really well, but both are kind of limited themselves. There's only so much you can do.
Yeah, and I guess it is probably hard with Lord of the Rings because you feel like most sets, to make them accurate, you would need a big set to be able to build a big structure. Like, okay, let's make a set from The Hobbit. Well, then you have to, if you want to do a play scene, you could do the play scene where the elves fight the orcs, where they're floating down the river in the barrels or whatever. Mm-hmm. And sure, you could make that a $40 set. But if you're going to do one from the lake house where they're all in the house on the lake before the dragon comes down, like, you're going to have to build a pretty big set to have them all inside of this house, and then that's going to be like $100 set. So I
Yeah.
know it's hard with the Lord of the Rings sets because I feel like you have to have probably $100 and up to $500 for most of your sets to get the scenery in there to make it feel cool and realistic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think back in the day they had like good size sets, and that's kind of what they're missing in that Lord of the Rings, where they're now just keeping it as part of icons.
Yeah,
I know a lot of people are in that boat of like, hey, we need like smaller versions of these too.
yeah.
So I've got some of the early Lake Town sets that are like very cool. And don't get me wrong, I would probably jump all over a $500 Lake Town set.
Yeah.
Like I
But
just the detail that you could do with that, with the snow, and even if you like, if that's your chance to include the dragon, like that would be a great scene to kind of do that with. And you could have all kinds of detail with the town on fire, still covered in snow, like all of that.
That would be epic, like kind of like the Mos Eisley Cantina, but like Lord of the Rings.
Mm-hmm.
That would be sick because they've only done the dragon in one set, right?
One set. I don't know if I have it out, but I have it. It's that dragon. Do you know how much that goes for?
I don't, but I'm sure it's a lot.
I think a brand or like a mint condition one is like $400.
Wow.
And up.
All the big figs and buildable figures like that,
like,
even if they're not iconic, go up a lot in value.
Like they made it once in one set, and the set was only like $120 back in the day.
Yeah.
Like I've got a little Lord of the Rings section that's like it's where my garbage is right now. But it's like, because I got the original bag end, the Erebor that had the dragon in it.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
that set was super cool.
Like that was also like the golden age of Star Wars, which I missed out on a lot of sets because I was buying Lord of the Rings instead, which
priorities.
Like I'm probably a bigger Lord of the Rings fan than Star Wars. Not that I don't like both, but
you're just limited on when and how you get sets and content. So it's like you got to jump on it when it comes.
Like, oh, Lord of the Rings.
It's like with Star Wars, it's like, well, like, they're going to make more of these sets. They're going to have different versions or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, there's typically one or two out of a wave that like they don't make again for a long time. They get really expensive, but 9 times out of 10, you'll be fine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, that's kind of the issue with the Catamaran that I missed out on. It's like, you would have thought that would come again, but it's one of those in 20 years that hasn't.
Yeah. Well, I think there's a huge passion and excitement for Kashyyyk, the Kashyyyk battle, and they could literally take an entire wave and theme it for Kashyyyk, and it would do really well, like the 501st set.
You could do battle packs, like, I mean, people have even like, oh, you could do a battle pack that is from the Republic Commandos video game and put it on Kashyyyk. Like, well, I mean, I don't know that Lego would do that because it's like kind of too niche.
Yeah.
But doing a Kashyyyk, like not theme, but like wave of sets would sell pretty well. Like, I mean, so many people are mocking, and like, there's no real good ways to make a mock of Kashyyyk without spending an arm and a limb. Like,
yeah, because I think there was one set that came out in like 2013, 2014 that had like a bark, or no, what are those little walker things? It had one of the little not a sap.
AT
ST.
AP? Like,
yeah.
Like armored like an AT-ST, but like shorter.
Yeah. I think that was the last one that came out.
Yeah, I've got I think the newest one, 2019.
Yeah.
That came out for the 20th anniversary.
Yeah, so like that, that was the last set they did, and I think that it came with the a Phase 2 trooper and the pilot for that thing. And so there's like 2 guys that come in it, and I think they each sell for like $40 or $50 a piece. So yeah, if you're gonna build a Kashyyyk mock, like you're gonna be out like $2,000 just on figures.
Yeah, because like neither one, like there's not one like phase of army other than the droids, but like if you want Wookiees and clones in there, which I think if you're gonna do one, you need that.
Yeah,
like, you're not gonna be able to do it for cheap.
No,
because like I mean you can go back to there's not like a regular Wookiee trooper that's been done since 2005.
Yeah. I mean, you can get different colored ones from other sets, but they're not an actual Wookiee trooper.
Yeah, I mean you could throw in the snowy tubes from the advent calendar, or like but like there's a limit to what you can kind of do there.
Yeah, I was surprised they didn't do the Wookiee from Book of Boba Fett.
I made one. I don't know where I put it. I made one, and that's another one of my. I took a Tarful. I bought a Tarful like specifically for the purpose off Bricklink, and he was like $3 at the time. I'm like, let's jump on this because everyone's going to do this.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I mean, I did have a like, oh, can I source a bunch of these? But they were like hard to source. They weren't really readily available, but they're relatively cheap.
Yeah.
So, no, I can't source a bunch and sell them, and I don't know that I can paint that well.
Yeah, no, I think they could do like the 501st Battle Pack, but the newer one where it comes with all the accessories, and you could do one with 2 Phase 2 Kashyyyk troopers and 2 different colored Wookiees.
Yeah.
And that thing would sell like hotcakes. I mean, I don't know if it would beat out the original 501st Battle Pack, but it would be up there.
Yeah, absolutely. Like it would do pretty well. Like they had one that was pretty much just a battle pack before there was officially battle packs. Like it was. I don't think that there was a trooper that you wouldn't want to duplicate. Like I just can't think of because they had like it was two Wookiees and their little flying thing, and then it had the bright orange snail droid in it that you could stick a battle droid inaccurately inside.
Yeah. I would really like that set. That set is super cool.
I have a couple of them, or I got at least one that everyone knew me as the Lego guy. So when
they want to get rid of Lego, they're calling you.
Yes, I lucked out. Like, hey, we're done with Lego. You want any of this? Like, and my mom knew never say no.
Good, you got her trained up.
Like, yeah, he'll take it.
He's got room for it.
Yep. Oh, my neighbor got rid of a bunch of the 2005 sets, so I ended up with that. I ended up with like the only way you could get that Obi-Wan Starfighter was from that big pack. That was a 2-in-1.
Yeah.
So like yeah, so I got that and a bunch of Vulture droids. Like there's something now I need to like go through and start putting them back together because they ended up in broken pieces, but very very cool to put them back together.
Yeah, sorry, my son's trying to go to sleep, so I'm gonna mute myself for a minute.
Oh, it's all good. Yeah, like. I feel like
I'm really excited to build this hallway scene because I really enjoyed playing the Lego game, and I always thought it would be really fun to rebuild like an accurate hallway scene
Yeah.
to put your figures in.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely agree there. Like I have one of them, and I was gonna get two at some point, but
Yeah, I was for the Dark Trooper set. I was able to find a cheap one that didn't have any figures for like $10 or $12, so it was pretty nice.
that was definitely a pretty good deal.
And then I combined it and made the scene where Obi-Wan Kenobi and Qui-Gon Jinn are like cutting through the doorway with the battle droids pushing them, and the droidicas.
That's super cool. Yeah.
Really
Like
love the doorway from that set with Obi-Wan Kenobi and the droidicas. That door I really like to use for like building little like scenes and stuff like that, because I feel like it's one of the most accurate, like old school looking doorways from like the video game.
yeah, I don't think that they've made a better doorway than those 2001.
Yeah. The only thing it's missing is like the little, like plaque that has like C-3PO on it or whatever from like the game.
Mm-hmm. Like, and like I'm pretty sure people have like mocked that out to like have like have the little C-3PO head like just in like it appears in the video game.
Yeah, I've seen videos on YouTube of like Brickworld Chicago where people built like full on mocks of the video game. And if I was to do mocks, that's what I would do, is like build scenes from the game.
Yeah, definitely. Like I'd love to do video game mocks. I think my first one I'm hoping to get done or start soon is expanding the X Mansion and then build it into like a whole like city and then end up bringing that somewhere.
That would be awesome. I've always wanted to, well, I don't say always wanted to, but I've never, like, I have friends who have pretty insane collections like what you have and like what I have. I mean,
Yeah.
they have way more than I do, and I think I have too much. And they have great collections, but like I don't know anyone who has a city in their house, like someone who's got like a dedicated like city with either custom built buildings or like sets.
Yeah. And that's one I don't know that my wife is going to be super happy about if I start a city, but like I got to start, like I want to put a city in eventually.
Yeah, that would be awesome. My problem is we're kind of out of room in our house, and so if we have another child, I'm probably looking at having to pack a lot of this up and put it into boxes, which I'm kind of sad about, but
Yeah.
I think eventually it's going to have to happen. I thought about buying one of those sheds from Home Depot and putting it out in my yard and having my Lego collection out in my yard.
There you go. That's a solution.
Yeah. They offer financing, right? They're like $3 or $4 grand for a shed you can buy.
I don't feel like they're super expensive because we were looking at one because our shed is that came with the house is I either need to rebuild it with like siding or get a new shed. But most of the sheds that Home Depot offers is a lot smaller than the one that came with the house. So.
Yeah. And I've got some experience with me and my dad of building some sheds, so maybe it might be cheaper to build one. I don't know. It's hard because all the resources have gotten so expensive. But I guess wood's cheap right now, but the tin is not.
Yeah, like definitely you'll save money like on the siding, but once you put together a roof, it will get expensive.
Yeah. And the nice thing I like about them is they're built to be moved. So if you have like a forklift or something, you can pick them up and move them. And where I'm living is kind of like out in the countryside. So like I feel like my landlord wouldn't mind because it's movable. But I feel like if I made it permanent, it would be a much bigger ordeal.
For sure.
But we'll see. I don't know. I don't want to get onto the topic of talking about buying houses, but I kind of want to mention that they're very expensive.
Yes, they are.
The only place I've seen affordable housing is like if I moved to Texas. Like I went there on a bachelor party and I could not believe how cheap land and houses were. Like you could buy a double wide pre-manufactured house for like 30 grand and then you could buy like 10 acres for another 30 grand. And there you go.
That's not too bad. I got in good, but it wasn't that cheap.
Yeah.
Ooh.
2025 will be the year of the FETT. That's right.
It's definitely like it's gonna be three sets coming out. You're gonna get, and I know we don't know what the Camino is gonna be in that playset. I'm hoping it's not a reuse of Tanwi, and like a Lamasu would be like killer.
Yeah, like I feel like they could use the same head, but they'd have to do a different torso and legs.
The head would maybe have because Lamasu.
Oh, you're right. He has the point on his head.
Yeah, he's got like a spine and point on his head, so he would have to be different.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, he's the only one that's different though, because the other Kaminoans are the same as the one that they already did.
You could do a new body with a Tanwi head and do the science officer, whatever her name is, like drawing a blank. But
yeah.
Yeah, he's the only one that would need to be entirely different. But you've got the molds, and they would just need like a little change.
Yeah, and I feel like they did pretty good with it. I mean, the head seemed a little bit big, but I mean, you're limited. You're limited on. I guess you're trying to do quality control, and if you have to do a bigger head for better quality and not risk of cracking, then it's worth it.
Yeah,
because I've seen mocks of people custom making them, and they do the small head, and it looks weird. Like to have like a minifigure torso with a long neck and then a tiny little head at the top. It just looks really weird.
Yeah.
So I feel like they did a good job with it.
Yeah, like I think that's like for space wise, like I'll probably like I might wait for like clearance for the UCS or some DLs, get the UCS and like store it for later, and buy the playset first. So that's gonna be easier one for me to display.
I mean, that might be the move, especially if the JAngo FETT figures are the same.
Yeah, if they're exactly the same, then I think that's what I'm gonna do. So there we go.
I like the 25th anniversary figures that they did. It was nice that they brought in some figures that they're never going to do, but I kind of wish they would keep doing it. I don't know. I know they're never going to do a CMF series, but I feel like it would be really great if they could, because I mean, there's some really cool figures that they could make that they haven't in the Star Wars universe.
Absolutely. I mean, this would have been a great opportunity for that Wookiee from Book of Boba Fett, to be honest. Like Black Chrysanthemum and like a CMF, like it was probably like my favorite character in the Book of Boba Fett was that Wookiee.
Yeah, he was super cool, and I was surprised they never did any of the other bad guy figures. They didn't really do a lot of bad guy figures.
Yeah, I mean, I think they had their hesitation about making stuff for Book of Boba Fett, which I mean, they did make stuff, but not like the Palace. It's cool, but like they made it more Mando season 2, and if they had done that Palace like a little bit later and done it Book of Boba Fett, you could have had some really cool character choices.
Yeah, yeah. I wonder. Yeah, I don't know. I know they're probably trying to get like killing two birds with one stone, but I feel like they chose the less exciting version of the set to sell.
Yeah.
But I understand that that's the media they got handed the soonest, so they had more time to work on it. But and honestly, I mean, I guess they did. No, they did three. They did 3 new figures for that set, so they definitely did some R&D and making molds and stuff for it. So
Yeah,
I don't know. I wish they would have done it for the Boba Fett season.
Yeah, like the only figure they didn't do R&D was redoing Boba Fett to have an accurate helmet.
Right? Every time they made a set with him, I just like shook my head because I was like, you guys know it's the wrong color. You've made a new I can't even remember their names specifically, so I'm not gonna try, but you made 3 new figures for this set that have custom new molds and new printing and all that, and you're not going to just all they had to do was swap out the color that they were injecting in the mold. That's all they had to do.
Yeah, exactly. Like it was,
And it's a readily available color because they use it for like vegetation and all kinds of stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's not like they didn't have any laying around.
Yeah, like they just need to do a new color. Like the helmet, like print wise, was accurate. It just like if you look, like they took out the dent, I mean the dent was still there, how it needed to be, but like everything else was done pretty well. Other than they forgot to make it the right color.
Yeah.
And then stuck with that version for the next 3 figures.
I mean, maybe they were worried about the red not popping enough with the dark green, but still, like, I don't think it would have looked terrible.
Yeah, I agree. I think that they could have and should have fixed it.
Yeah, they definitely had plenty of chances too, because I thought maybe they were just gonna stop with the Boba Fett ship, but then they had the whole Book of Boba Fett series TV show, and it's like, okay, yeah, we can like get over it in the ship because he just showed up for a minute in the Mandalorian TV show, but like now there's gonna be a whole TV series with this guy in it, and you're still not gonna fix it. It's just like shaking my head the entire time.
You had a microfighter, you had the Boba Fett's palace, and you can switch any of those.
Yeah. And like I said, all it was pouring a different bag of plastic into the hopper to get shot into the mold. That's the only difference. And it's all laying there in the same warehouse. Just grab a different bag.
Yeah, exactly.
Can you imagine if they grabbed a bag and printed like 100 figures with the proper helmet, and then like everyone who was collecting was just trying to hunt down these like 100 quote unquote misprinted accurate Boba Fetts?
Oh man, the market would have gone crazy for those.
Oh yeah.
And those would have been like crazy expensive.
I would not be able to work at a Lego like printing facility because I totally would have like wanted to do that. I mean, I'm sure you'd lose your job if you did something outrageous like that, but like,
yeah, like I mean, even with like the Mexico factory, I think people are losing their jobs over.
Yeah, I think I think Lego must have finally got tired of it because it was out of hand for a while. I mean, a year and a half of like complete like chaos. And I was like, how can Lego just stand by and let this happen? I mean, they're selling thousands of Captain Rex figures and Commander Fox figures. I mean, I got the Commander Fox figure like a month and a half before the set was even released.
Yeah, like it was like crazy.
Good old Captain Pinky.
Yeah,
The print is so bad on that figure.
It is so bad. I had to do upgrades on that.
I mean, I would have rather had a white torso or a red torso with white, or no, a white torso with what I'm getting it mixed up now. Yeah, I would have rather had a white torso with red printing on it instead of, or you know, I don't know, the other way around.
It's a currently they did a red torso with white printing, and that's what causes like
the bleed through.
Here, like what I don't understand how a company that like has so much money.
Oh yeah, and the best is good enough that they shove on us.
I mean, you go to the custom market. GCC can make a better figure than you. Definitely doesn't have the same R&D. Definitely doesn't have the same. They just care.
Yeah, they're under $100,000 company, and this is a multi-billion-dollar company that can't print a chest plate on a clone trooper.
Yeah, like oh my goodness, like
they're like, well, if the masses want clone troopers, we'll just throw them at them. Who cares what they look like? Here you go. We're tired of hearing about it.
Yeah, I can't wrap my head around like how they thought that was a good decision. Like,
well, and then what? 2013, we had immaculate, like completely accurate Phase 2 clone trooper helmets. Besides the fact that they didn't have holes, and then they redesign it and throw the holes in the wrong place, and still have the nub for where it's supposed to go.
I don't know
wow, guys.
Like the complete solution to that, like they're trying to solve a problem because their visors don't work in the proper hole, and they don't want to redesign those for whatever reason.
Yeah, I mean, sure, it would have been accurate to not have the nub there, but I feel like it would have looked better than having the nub and the hole there together.
I agree.
Well, even like you look at the original Phase 2 Captain Rex helmet that came out with no helmet holes. I mean, there's people before the figure got expensive. There's people that have just drilled a hole in the side of his helmet and popped the rangefinder in it, and it looks fine.
Like the only figures that needed the hole in that second place are the figures that have visors. Like Commander Cody is the reason why we like have the helmet holes where they are, but like I don't know, maybe trying to redesign.
Well, and I don't understand how we went from the Clone Wars being able to put visors on with Phase 1 helmets, and it looked really good in rangefinders, and we were so close to perfection that how did we go to Phase 2 and then now we can't put the holes in the right place?
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah, like it. Like I don't know what their thought process with that is at all. Like it seems backwards.
Yeah, and like you said, make a mold with the helmet holes, and then just only put it on 2 of the helmets in each of the battle pack sets.
Yeah.
So you're getting still original 501st Battle Pack accuracy, and then if you have a commander, you can put the visor on and the rangefinder, but the hole's in the wrong place. And it's like, okay, well, we can overlook that. It looks silly on the commanders, but most of the time when you're buying battle packs, you don't want multiple commanders, so you're not going to really care about them when you get multiples of them anyways, so it's not really going to be that big of a deal.
Yeah, exactly. Like or even like one of the named commanders are getting these helmet hole helmets because your Fox and your, or like the ones with the helmet holes in the wrong spot. You have two different versions. Like it's a little bit probably more expensive to maintain, but it would look better for sure. Like, majority of the time you're using that helmet with the helmet holes in the correct position, where there's only select figures that are gonna have that one. Like,
yeah,
you're only gonna use it on your Fox or Cody.
Honestly, what would be a cool, interesting fix would be is if they offered just like a piece, like a white little. I mean, it probably would be a major choking hazard, I guess, is why they can't do it. But you could make a white piece that like fits in there and plugs the hole, and they would look so much better.
Yeah, there was like somewhere around April Fools last year. There was something about that going around. And I got so many like casual friends that aren't really deep into Lego. Like, oh, did you see that Lego's making a piece that's going to plug the helmet hole? I'm like, yeah, they're not doing that.
Sure, they are. they're gonna send you a tube of caulking, and then you can just plug the hole with some caulking or something.
Yeah, that's not happening.
Yeah, you're right. Clip films. I'm hoping that they're done with helmet holes by the time the Commander Bly comes out, but I don't know.
I don't think that they are. I think that they're going at least maybe next year's the year they redesign it.
Yeah, it's probably got 2 years left in it.
I feel like they commit to these things for multiple years, and they gotta see it through. Like, and then maybe they'll start to think about redesigning. Okay, I don't know. It's a 20. I mean, it's the previous version that came in the Final Force Battle Pack wasn't around too long. I mean, basically, we're running the same style, just with helmet holes, but I don't know. Yes, Grandpa Clone Custom Supply is definitely going to look better.
Yeah. Well, there's been a lot of people on the customs market that have been making money off of replacing helmet holes.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, there's definitely different companies that source what you need. Like, I know Ryan does work with and like for his upgrade kits, he uses Grandpa Clone Custom parts.
Yeah.
I mean, the good news for these custom companies is with Lego making these look so bad that there's a need, and everyone wants a product that looks good. So there's a need for these custom companies.
Yeah. Like if I was doing like a big dollar mock, like if I was spending 20 grand or 30 grand building this insane mock, like I would either be buying old school 2000s clones or I would be buying these custom helmets because they look so much better.
Mm-hmm. I've definitely I haven't upgraded a lot of my figures, but I've definitely upgraded some with just helmets.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you. Clip films, like Lego's not going to do dual molded on Bly. Like that is definitely not going to happen.
I don't even think they would do dual molded legs on Bly, even if he was in a UCS set.
No, there's no way that we would ever get dual molded. I don't think they've ever dual molded a clone trooper.
Which is sad because it looks really good, and they did it on C-3PO, which I mean looks good, but it's like it's C-3PO.
Yeah, exactly. But like not every version of C-3PO, like there doesn't seem to be always like a rhyme or reason.
No, it's just like, oh, by the way, guys, we can do this, but now we're not going to for anything else.
Like the C-3PO that came in the Dark Falcon, even though it's part of that show, like doesn't have a dual molded leg print, even though it looks the same as the one. The legs look the same as his regular legs.
Yeah.
But then the $140, you just kind of, it does come with the dual mold leg. Like it just doesn't seem to always make sense. Yeah, clip phones. Yeah, you can definitely get a wastegate online, and it doesn't really cost that much from what I remember.
No, like I mean I got a whole upgrade kit from Solid Brick Studios. I think it was like $4 or $5.
Yeah,
and most of the money goes towards shipping.
Mm-hmm. Like, there's like
Amazon has them too. I mean, I bought a pauldron for Phase 2 Captain Rex for like $2.
Yeah, like they're a couple bucks a pauldron, really.
I get people want like Lego brand cloth or Lego brand stuff, because I mean I struggle with getting custom stuff because I'm just kind of like a purist, but at the end of the day, yeah, if you want a pauldron, like just go buy a custom made one, because it's gonna probably look better than anything Lego could do anyways.
Yeah, I mean Lego, I don't know that they've done anything beyond like one color of
it's like we did black and gray.
Yeah.
Woo!
I'm not even sure if they did a gray one, to be honest.
I think they did it with the Airborne Trooper, wasn't it gray?
You're right, and that was like the last cloth cape
ever in history.
Yeah. 2013, like all they did were the black ones. Those are the ones that I had. Favorite piece, little deal. Actual plus.
Is he talking about the plastic pauldrons from like the Clone Wars era?
I think so. I'm trying to figure out. Or is he talking about? Oh, he's talking about Rex's ATT. The one from Rebels didn't come with the helmets. Like,
oh yeah. I forgot about that's one of those sets that slips through my mind of that it ever came out.
Yeah, it was a good set, like, but definitely they should have had helmets.
Yeah, and Darth Maul never got the Monkey Kid hilt lightsaber. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's definitely more accurate, but I feel like I haven't tried it, but I feel like it would look kind of awkward to have Darth Maul have his lightsabers be that long. I'm just so used to seeing it the other way around.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. Like, it's like I've got 25 years basically of looking at Lego Darth Maul, and he always had this. Like, we definitely like the promo pieces for 1999. Oh, fabric is plastic pieces. Oh, okay. I now I get what you're saying. Okay, fabric's definitely cheap. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would agree. Yeah, and there's plenty of companies that do a pretty good job with what they have, and it's not super expensive.
I loved the plastic pauldrons from the Clone Wars. They were super cool, like the black ones and the gray ones. I thought that they looked good.
Yeah, they definitely look good. My issue is, like, if you're to play with it, and like that was the only downside to it. I remember kind of getting.
Yeah, his arm couldn't go up all the way.
Mm-hmm. And cloth, like, it still restricts you a little bit, but it doesn't restrict you as much.
Yeah. I just think everyone gets all caught up on what Lego said about why they don't make cloth pauldrons anymore or wastegapes, and I think it's, I don't know, I don't want to say it's a lie, but I definitely think that they had more reasoning behind it than just saying your minifigure can't sit down, because anyone with a brain would know that you can just take it off.
Mm-hmm. Or you sit them down with. I've never had an issue with sitting down minifigures and cloth pieces. Yes,
no, because they sit off to the side of their hips, and then when they're sitting down, it's like way back behind them.
Yeah, and it might scrunch up and get a little bit bent, but it doesn't stop them from being able to sit down.
I kind of wish Lego would kind of back off on the stickers. I mean, I get that they're accurate, and if you want to put them in, I don't know, I don't even say put them in UCS sets. I like the early 2000 sets because they would dedicate like 6 pieces to be printed on, and then they would just leave the rest of it. And that's what made it Lego, was because it wasn't super accurate. I mean, we're not making a 1-to-1 scale perfect replica of a ship from the movie. It's Lego. It's supposed to be a toy and, you know, a representation of a ship. And so with, I mean, this JAngo FETT ship, it's got I guess it's got 1, 2, 3, 4. And it's only got 4 printed pieces on it. Some of them are reused, and it looks great. Could you have thrown a sticker on here somewhere? Yeah. I mean, I guess there are 2 stickers on the front here.
Yeah.
But
you had very, like, to your point,
it was so nice.
You barely got stickers, and it's definitely an era I missed, like 2005. And what I really don't like is like you had previous pieces like a very similar size back in the day that had non-stickered pieces that could be used today, and they aren't. Like the ARC 170, the Fleet logo, yeah, it was a piece.
And it was printed.
The Republic logo that got switched to being, well, like it got switched to being a sticker in 2008 when it should be a print.
Yeah, the Boba Fett's throne room was a huge headache because it has the Rancor head sticker on the end of the chair. And if you didn't get that lined up perfectly with how the stud was going to sit on there, they would be crooked whenever you put the chair together.
Yeah.
And so, like, I don't mind if you want to have like 4 stickers max, like, because on the Slave one, they're like huge stickers. They're these 2 green stickers right here.
Yeah, right.
For details sake, like, yeah, you have to put them there, and that's fine. I don't mind a couple of stickers, but like, I don't want a pack of 12 stickers to put on this ship, because yeah, it's more accurate, but like, it's also like iconic how it is.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Like that was one of the things that I definitely forgot about. But like, you have a non-studded seat in the front, and then the rest of them are studded. It's like, and it seems like lately they've been trying to switch to like a non-studded for pilots at least. And
it's all right, but I don't know. I don't know if there's necessarily a perfect solution, because when you have all studs and you set them down in there, I have a hard time getting them out, and it wants to like break the ship trying to get your guy out. But when you're playing with the set or flying it around, your guy's not flopping around in there. And so if you do only 2 studs, they don't sit in there very well, but they do have the piece that goes in between their legs that holds them down, and that seems to work all right. But still, if you are flying your ship around crazy at all, like, they're going to come loose. So I think it's a tough balance to find.
Yeah, I'm not really sure how like that might go. movie sets are gonna do. I don't collect them, so I don't really know that much about them. Not a big Minecraft player anyway.
Yeah, I don't know what they're gonna do with that movie. I don't. To be honest, I would, if they are going to be humans, because I know a lot of people complain about them being humans. I think that I'd be shocked if Lego even did sets based off of it.
They're doing a set, and it's
they are.
It has, I don't know if you saw it, but it leaked the other day. I believe Cooper put it out.
Okay, I might have missed it.
But yeah, they don't have the character that Jack Black is playing, at least yet, but they have the Jason Momoa human character in Lego form.
That's gonna be weird.
Yeah, it's gonna be super weird.
That movie already was gonna be weird. It was like the Sonic movie. Everyone complained about how the animation looked, and then they changed it like before the movie came out, or like in the next movie, and then I feel like this one's going to be the same way.
Yeah, they delayed it, and then was able to fix it, but I don't know how it's going to be.
Yeah, I just.
I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm sure they'll look into making it better, but like I don't really have a lot of hope.
Yeah, I mean, Minecraft is so big. I mean, it was the #1 most viewed content on YouTube, I think, in 2019. So I don't know. I feel like it'd be corny to leave the Steve as the Steve is from the video game, because then you'd feel like you're just watching a video game.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I feel like you have to. I don't know.
Yeah, like I'm not sure how they're gonna do it. Like, Lego's gonna do their version of it, and they're gonna have their humanoid like figures. That's just what they're gonna do.
Yeah, because that's what they're already doing. So I assume they'll just put like a normal head on the minifigure.
Yeah,
that looks like the actor.
Yep, and I've got like the Jason Momoa hair piece they're using.
Yeah,
definitely gonna be interesting.
Yeah,
like that's not something I really keep my eye on either. So I don't buy Lego Minecraft.
No, I don't either. I think it's cool. I've played a fair amount of Minecraft, but I just really am trying to stick to one theme in my collection because I appreciate a lot of different themes of Lego.
Yeah.
But I mostly have Star Wars, I have some Speed Champions, and I have the wave of Indiana Jones sets that came out because I missed out on the older Indiana Jones sets and I wasn't going to let this one pass me by. So I got all of those, and I have a little bit of an JAngo, but
yeah,
that's about it.
Yeah, like I'm the same. It's mostly Star Wars. I'll dabble a little bit into the Marvel because I enjoy their sets. I think if it's a good set specifically, or it's but the like and it's also like I'm more willing to pay full price for Star Wars, whether I should or shouldn't. But like I'm more willing to buy it on a day one than I am. Like Marvel's going to be one that I'm going to wait more for a clearance before I buy it, even if it is a good set, because it kind of gets pushed to the back.
And most of them do go on sale. I mean, I remember going to Fred Meyer's and I saw all kinds of the big $100 Marvel sets on sale for like $60-$70.
Yeah. Even Amazon offers pretty good deals. I got the 2023 Quinjet for like 60 or 70.
Nice.
deep discount on the No Way Home set. Like
the Quinjet's the big yellow one, right? Or orange one?
no, that's
Oh no,
the
it's
this
that
guy.
one. Yeah, that one's super cool. That I would like that one, and I would like the one that's the orange one that has the big wings on it.
Yeah, the orange one retired because that's the what's that one called? Oops, let's not go back on.
I was really big into the Marvel stuff. It was super cool. I got a
Yeah,
couple of the Lego sets, but I'm a little bit foggy on names and ship names and stuff like that because I haven't watched it in about 6 years. But I'm glad that happened during our lifetime.
Mhm.
That was a lot of fun to watch the Iron Man movies and then all of it come together for the Avengers. It was
Yeah.
pretty spectacular.
2020 movies over the course of 10 plus years to come together on a come together to on like really a movie event of our lifetime. We'll probably never see anything like that again.
No, and it all worked together. It was insane.
Like I mean, there's like not every one was like a big hit throughout the course of the 20, but like
Yeah.
most of them were decent.
Yeah. That's a lot of dedication and chasing a passion with
Yeah.
a very focused mindset for sure. But yeah, no, I don't know. I should probably get rid of my Razor Crest. I told myself if they made one because the first time I watched the Mandalorian, I was like, this ship is super cool.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, if they make a UCS one, I have to buy it. Like I've never bought a UCS set before. And
Yeah.
so I told myself I have to buy it. And I bought it and I really enjoyed it. It's very detailed, very cool. I bought the light kit for it. It looks amazing. It really makes it come to life. The engines light up and everything. But I just had a really hard time with it falling apart. It's like broken right now. It'd probably take me like 4 hours to fix it.
Yeah.
And my biggest problem with it is I feel like Lego's plastic quality has gone down. I think they're trying to be more eco-friendly, which I get, but like I've had issues with pieces cracking just sitting on the set, and the landing gear for it broke. There's like two of the Lego bricks with the holes in them, and it holds up the main support, and it broke on one side and it was completely lopsided and it snapped the pieces in half. And I've never dropped the set, I've never done anything, it just sat on my desk and it just broke. And I'm like, this set is kind of like kind of frustrating.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, Eclipse, they did make the wrong hair for Kingdom, but they did fix it. And that's something they used to do back in the day, but doesn't seem like they do now. Like your point of Jason hair and the ghost not ever being corrected. So you just had like the brown hair, and then they never made a green hair in the same part. And they never did that.
They seem to be stingy about colors.
Yeah.
And I'm sure certain plastics cost more or less based off of their color, but
Yeah.
when you're trying to be when you are the best toy manufacturer in the world, I mean, you kind of have to spend that extra money on getting something right.
Yeah.
What blows me away is with the Twilight set that they're coming out with. The one character's got like sparkles printed on his face that are like reflective, and it's like, so you can get the details and sparkle of was it a vampire being out in the sunlight, but you can't print a triangle on the front of a 332nd trooper. Like, come on, guys.
Yeah, like
Maddie's Figures posted that on Instagram. I was laughing so hard.
Yeah, like certain like you can do like sparkle face, but like you'll miss like little details on faces all the time, or like not give us the right hair color, or
You know that they cut corners for money. That's totally what it is.
100%. Like,
it's not that they can't do it.
Yeah, like they're choosing not to.
Yeah, it was a choice.
Yeah.
Can we take a look at your dragon?
Oh yeah, yes we can. Piece knocked off, but
that's awesome.
It does look very cool.
They did a really good job on those wings.
Yeah, the wings like turn out really good. Now I want to find, because I know I have the original molded dragon that this is definitely a clear copy of, but like,
yeah, that original dragon is classic. It's like really iconic.
Mm-hmm. Like something I keep on meaning to ask Cool on it. Kind of looks a lot like they took like the Welsh dragon design for that one.
Yeah,
it had like the ear, kind of less horns, where this one kind of takes and does the horns. Like, definitely very, very cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, I think we're gonna call it the end for today. And I think just, brick by brick by coming on with us, and thank you, chat.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me. I had a lot of fun.
I'll see you on the next one.